Starting off with January, we already have so many things that has happened. It's only the first month. First, we have rumors of World War III starting because U.S. killed a very important Iraqi leader, military leader in the country, and that caused a lot of protests and riots in the country. And World War III nearly started, but we're fine. Nothing happened for now, so we're good. We have the start of COVID. We had our first case in the country. It was the start of a really bad thing, really bad. And then we have some deadly forest fires that has happened. It killed a bunch of plants, animals, not really a good sight to see. And then I think it was late January, Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi died, along with other people in a helicopter crash. And many people were influenced, they were affected by his death. And it was a really sad and dark time. Moving on to February, we had our first death of COVID. It was the first one in the country. Trump gets acquitted for his impeachment trial. And then that was pretty much it. The cases of COVID in the country went from 24 to 180,000 in about a month, which is a lot. Really a lot. And as COVID got worse around the world, countries like Japan, China, Spain, Italy, they began their serious restrictions against COVID. The stock market recorded its lowest day on March 12th since 1987 due to coronavirus worries. Elkhorn begins its shutdown. So what we thought was 2 weeks, probably at most, of break, it turned out to be a really long spring break. As COVID cases got really bad in the country, we reached 1 million cases in April, beginning of April. And as COVID got worse around the world, restrictions in different countries began to get stricter and stricter. Rallies in different parts of the country began. They didn't like the stay-at-home order that was given to them, and so they had rallies about the order. May, end of the school year, it was a really long spring break, really long. Sadly, the seniors class of 2020, they didn't get their traditional graduation day. I hope they're having the best times of their life right now. We have the death of George Floyd. His death was caught on camera. If I'm not wrong, his death, he was being kneed to the ground for 8 minutes and 26 seconds before he died. This video got so viral around the world and in the country that protests started to happen immediately after that. There were protests in all 50 states, and there are also riots in the country. Part 2 of 2020, we are going to start off with June. So in June, we have countries like France, United Kingdom, Germany, and other countries. They begin to protest along with the United States under one motive, Black Lives Matter. The Supreme Court ruled that Trump's administration cannot end DACA, and Trump holds his first rally in Tulsa. Moving on to July, we have cases of COVID. They're increasing very, very rapidly, and during this stage of the year, we have vaccines underway. And moving on to August, there was an explosion in Beirut, Lebanon. It was the worst explosion in a city, I think, ever. Kamala Harris was announced running mate with Joe Biden. There were 500 California wildfires in the month of August alone. Elkhorn North opens up for the first time in history this year. Very exciting stuff. COVID cases in the country had reached 1 million in August. So yeah, and we're still increasing today. The death of Chadwick Boseman happened, I think it was late August. His cause was cancer, and he kept his battle of cancer very private. It was a shock to so many people of how he died because it was so private. He never mentioned it ever. And the death of Chadwick Boseman really devastated so many fans, and he inspired so many people into not only the film industry but every industry ever. We have RBG. She was the second woman to serve at the Supreme Court. She died due to cancer at the age of 87, and she did many major things like gender equality and women's rights in the country. President Trump nominates Amy Coney Barrett for the Supreme Court after the death of RBG. And also there were accusations that Trump only paid $750 in income tax. Trump and the First Lady announced that they were tested positive for COVID. Murder hornets arrived in the country. It was kind of crazy. Amy Coney Barrett was confirmed for her position in the Supreme Court after the death of RBG. We have Alex Trebek. He passed away due to pancreatic cancer, and he was most known for Jeopardy! Everyone knows him, and it was really sad when he passed away. It was a really big impact to everyone. Joe Biden becomes the president-elect in the country. Kamala Harris was also the first woman of color to be elected as the vice president of the United States. There's a lot of history there. History was made this month. A vaccine was proved to be 95% effective against COVID. So that's a good thing, at least.